Hi everyone, I'm Ranjita. Today we are going to discuss about the subject microcontroller. The subject code is BEC405A. First, we are going to discuss about the topic difference between the timer and the counter. First, we take the introduction about the timer and counter. What is meant by this timer and counter? The timer and counter are both important components in electronic and automation systems. While they may seem similar and they serve different functions and they have distinct features. Understanding the difference between the timer and counter is crucial for designing and implementing the effective control system. This means the timer and the controller having the and they serves the same, but the functions are different. Next, what is meant by this timer functionality? A timer is a device used to measure and control the time interval. It can be programmed to delay an action and trigger an event after a set time or measure the duration of the process. The timer are commonly used in applications such as industrial automation, lighting control, and the cooking applications. The timer can be used in the other appliances like cooking, lighting controller, etc. Next, counter functionality. What is meant by this counter functionality? A counter, on the other hand, is a device used to count the number of events or occurrence. It increments its count each time a specific input signal is received. The counter are essential in application that requires a tracking production output and monitoring a traffic flow or tiling inventory. Timing accuracy. The timer are typically a more precise in measuring the time intervals and compared to the counters. They are designed to account for factors such as cooking, draft, and variations in temperature. The counters may not have the same level of accuracy in measuring time since their primary function is to count events. Counting accuracy. What is meant by this counting accuracy? Counters excel is accurately tracking and counting the event or pulses. They are specifically designed to handle a high-speed counting applications. Timer may not be as efficient in counting events due to their focus on time-related functions. Output of control. The timer are often used to control the activation and deactivations of device based on their criteria. They can be programmed to trigger alarms, turns on the light, or start or stop the machinery. The counter, on the other hand, are mainly used for monitoring and displaying accounts without directly controlling output. Versatility. The timer are versatile and can be programmed for a wide range of time-related functions. They can be configured for time delays and pulse generation or the periodic tasks. The counter were, while specialized for counting the events, can also be used in conjunction with timers for more complex control applications. Signal input. The timers typically rely on a signal to measure a time intervals. These signals can be a start or stop signal, a trigger signal, or a periodic pulse. Ta- the counters, on the other hand, count the number of input pulses or event received over that time. Applications and examples for a timer and counter. The example of the timer application includes the traffic signal control and irrigation system and oven timers. The counter are commonly used in the speedometer and digital clock and production lines monitoring system. Understanding the specific requirements of each application is crucial in determining whether a time or a counter is more suitable. Conclusion for the counter and a timer. In a conclusion, the timer and the counter play a distinct role in a electronic and automation system. Timers are used for time-related functions while counters are utilized for counting events. By understanding the difference between the timer and the counter, the engineers and the designers can especially implement the control system to meet the specific requirements. Next, we are going to discuss about the explain the function of each bit in the TMOD, T mode. Introduction to T mode. The T mode stands for a time mode control register in microcontroller. It is crucial register that controls the operating and functionality of timer. The T mode is used to set the mode of operation for the timer 0 and timer 1. In bit 0, the T mode 0, the timer 0 mode, select the bit 0. The T mode 0 determines the timer or counter mode of timer 0. When T mode is equal to 0, the timer 0 operator is 13-bit timer mode. When a T mode 0 is equal to 1, then the timer or 0 operates in a 16-bit timer mode. Next, bit 1, the T mode 1, the timer 0 mode selects the bit 1. The T mode 1 works in the conjunction with a T mode 0 to set the mode for timer 0. When the T mode 1 is equal to 0 and T mode 0 is equal to 0, the timer 0 operator is 13-bit timer mode. When the T mode is equal to 1, then the T0 is equal to 0, the timer 0 operator is the 16-bit auto reload timer mode. Bit 1, the T1 MO, the timer 1 mode, select the bit 0. When T1 mode determines the timer or counter mode of timer 1, when the T1 MO is equal to 0, the timer 1 operates in 13-bit mode, and T1 MO is equal to 1, then the timer 1 operates in the 16 timer mode. The bit 3, the T1 and mode 1, the timer 1 and mode, select the bit 1. When timer 1 and the mode 1 works in the conjunction with the T1 and M0 to set the mode for timer 1. When the timer 1 and mode 1 is equal to 0 and the T1 and M0 is equal to 0, then the timer 1 operator is 13-bit timer mode. When the T1 and M1 is equal to 1 and the T1 M0 is equal to 0, the timer 1 operates in the 16-bit auto reload timer mode. In bit 4, the gate control for a timer 0. The gate control bit for a timer 0 enables or disables the external gates of timer 0. When the gate control bit is set, the timer 0 will only run when the external input signal is active. When the gate control bit is cleared, the timer 0 will run immediately to the external input signal. In bit 5, the gate control for the timer 1. The gate control bit for timer 1, they enable or disable the external gating of timer 1. When the gate control bit is set, the timer 1 will be only are run when the external input signal is active. When the gate control bit is cleared, the timer 1 will run immediately of the external input signal. In bit 6, The C bar T for a timer 0. The C bar T bit in a timer 0. Select the timer or a counter mode for the time 0. When the counter and timer is set, the timer 0 operates an external counter. When the counter and the timer is cleared, the timer 0 operates as a timer. Bit 7, the timer and the counter for a timer 1. The counter and the timer bit in timer 1, they select the timer or counter mode for a timer 1. When the counter and the timer is set, the timer 1 operate as a external counter. When the counter and the timer is cleared, the timer 1 operates as a timer. And the summary for T mode is a critical register that controls the timer mode and functionalities in microcontroller. Understanding and configuring each bit in T mode is essential for proper timer operation. By setting the operates bit in a T mode, the developers can tailor the timer behavior to suit their specific applications and requirements. Thank you, everyone.